Welcome to Lockbeard Random Live number 26, Magnetized Seeds. I see Mr. Lee 3PO is here, and Danny Stanton. Welcome. Just as you put that up, I saw the notification pop up for me. YouTube's just slow on a draw, I guess, and so maybe you'll see it in a minute or something. Or judging by when it popped up for me, you might be able to see it now. Nikki had a good show. It was awesome. We need more people out there calling out the liars in the cryptid space. So I don't know if y'all have heard about the effects of magnetism on life forms. I mean, I'm sure you've heard some stuff, but you're wondering, what's real, what's not. Some of it sounds like goofy nonsense, but you'd be surprised how much of it is real. And there's perfectly good scientific explanation for it, but you're not going to get that from the mainstream. These are mainstream science. Look, I'm pro-science, right? Very pro-science, but the problem is sometimes it's tainted with certain interests, certain things I think that there's people high up that want to hide certain things from you. They don't want you to know how the universe actually functions. You're going to see a couple books on the screen here. I'll just go ahead and stick them up. Those were actually suppressed. The government didn't want you to know this stuff, and the government suppressed it. Let me see a bunch of people jumping in chat here. We got Daniel Lundy, welcome. Tom Paul Cajun, welcome. Lester Taylor, welcome. Sandra Piper, thanks for dropping in. Daniel says, my freaking teeth are going crazy, man. I just want them cut out. I can't think straight. What's wrong with your teeth, Daniel? Hold on. So let me catch up in chat, and then I'll tell you a story. I had some issues myself some years back. Uncle Bones is here. Welcome, Uncle Bones. All the hellos and howdies and all that's going on. So, I've mentioned before, that I've run into, situations where I had some kind of health problem, and then the appropriate medical people were unable to help me. So I kept getting repeated tooth infections, in different spots. I kept getting them. And finally, I was just fed up. It was painful, and it sucked. And I went to a dentist. Bad idea. So the dentist didn't figure out why I was getting these repeated tooth infections. He scanned my head to see what the idea was, see where the problem was, and he said, well, that's a wisdom tooth anyway. We'll just pull it out, give you some painkillers and some antibiotics. And I was like, why is there a wisdom tooth in my head? I had all my wisdom teeth pulled years ago. To which he said, oh, it's just one of those things. Now, I wish I could go back there and start prodding him further. I was just in pain and wanted it to stop. What do you mean it's just one of those things? If all my wisdom teeth are being yanked out, why is there a damn wisdom tooth in my head? But I let him yank it out, and that sucks. And, took the painkillers, took the antibiotics, the infection went away. But then I continued to get tooth infections. So, I'm a very intelligent feller, if I do say so myself. So I started, as Mark Watney said in the movie, which one? It was like Mars or whatever they called it, where he was stuck on Mars. I'm going to science the shit out of this, right? Well, long story short, I figured out what the problem was. I was drinking a lot of things that were sugar-free, and they were artificially sweetened with sucralose. And, you can dive into, on your own why it could have been responsible for repeated tooth infections, but that was what the problem was. Stopped drinking sucralose and the infection stopped. So if you're drinking, like I've been falling off the wagon here on the artificial sweetener thing, if you're drinking a bunch of, energy drinks or something, my protein shakes, for lifting weights and stuff, those were sweetened with sucralose. Pre-workout was sweetened with sucralose. I was getting dosed up with sucralose, and that was what YouTube, I'm not a doctor. This was my experience. I was having repeated tooth infections. I figured out it was the goddamn sucralose. I stopped consuming sucralose and the tooth infections went away. I went to the dentist before I did that. He did not figure out what was wrong. He just gave me drugs, antibiotics, and yanked the damn tooth out of my head. And didn't figure out shit. Didn't fix shit. He fixed the pain and the infection for the moment. Luckily, I got out of the whole deal without losing more than a tooth. So I don't know. Let me back up here. Icon's here. Welcome. Everyone, that picture on the thumbnail comes from Icon. That's his tomato. Let's see here. Daniel says, I'm about to go crazy with my freaking teeth. In the back of my face, I got 3 teeth going crazy. I am going nuts with the pain. I don't know if you got the same issue that I had, but hopefully that story helps you in your situation. Human body has a remarkable ability to heal. Everyone needs to ask themselves this question: why do I continue to have the problem I'm having, whatever problem it is? And give it serious consideration that it's something that you're doing to yourself. It's something that you're consuming. And don't rely on doctors and dentists and all that. Damn it, YouTube's going to cut me out. Like when I was 30, I thought I was having heart attacks. I was pretty fit, thought I was eating healthy and lifting weights and, staying active, and why was I couldn't figure. I ended up figuring it out. It was another artificial sweetener situation. I was drinking a lot of Diet Sprite that was had aspartame in it, and I also figured. Well, I had another problem at that time. I think I've talked about that before. Never mind that. But anyway, I stopped drinking aspartame. And if you look up aspartame's side effects, it has a long list of side effects. One of them's heart palpitations. I did not go to the doctor that time because, I've had a suspicion of the medical establishment for a long time. I bet, how much you want to bet they wouldn't have figured it out that time either. So, Look at what you're consuming. There may be something that you're taking into your body that's the problem. The doctors will just give you pills or yank a tooth out or perform a surgery. It's a business. They're making money. I'm reasonably certain I can fix. Again, I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just saying, if I have something like cancer, I think I got everything I need in here and on board the van here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not giving medical advice. Just saying. YouTube. Freaking YouTube. Brandy's here. Daniel, let some Jack Daniels sit on those teeth. Yeah. Icons. Yeah, you have those books? Awesome. Yeah. Keep them in a hidden vault somewhere, man. Look, we're going straight up 1940s Germany up in this bitch these days, and how much you want to bet they're gonna start declaring more things dangerous? Because these books were suppressed because supposedly they were a threat to the public health. Who's to say? That kind of situation may come again. These books may become banned materials, though. These are pseudoscience. No, it's not. Ken has replicated this experiment many times, and everyone in chat icon here has replicated this experiment himself. That's what that tomato on there. He's been doing it himself. I think you said that this breed of tomatoes gets to be about a half a pound to 3/4 of a pound average normally. That tomato is a pound and a half, and he says he's had a number of them turn up that big, using the same technique with using a simple magnet. You expose the seeds to the north pole of a magnet for I've heard different numbers, but a couple hours, a few hours. It sounds like magic, but I promise everybody, there's legit science behind this. Now, it's not mainstream science. Doesn't they You're not going to get the truth about certain things in this universe from mainstream science. If you want to know more, I'm going to show you some clips. These come from Ken's channel, but there's just too much. I can't be playing it all on here. And if you want to know more, you can go to Theoria Apophysis channel, and you'll get the information you need. I haven't performed these experiments myself, though. I would like to, but being a mobile human, it's kind of hard to do stuff like that. And another reason why I need to get a lab, get a piece of property again, and get a lab. I already saw that one. Uncle Bones, welcome. Chat's already trying to get away from me, isn't it? Daniel says, "Why do I have wisdom teeth?" Damn, man, these jerks just lied to me. They supposed to have pulled them. Do you think you have? Do you have wisdom teeth? I'm kind of wondering if they grow back. I don't know. I never got around to really looking into that. Is it possible that wisdom teeth grow back? And the whole idea of pulling wisdom teeth is kind of a scam. That somewhere, maybe not every dentist knows, but maybe they do. I don't know. But if they grow back, there's like no point in ever pulling them, is there really? I mean, in nature, I can't see Paleolithic man running around yanking their wisdom teeth out on a regular basis. It doesn't seem like a natural condition. So why are we doing this exactly? Unless it's some kind of scam. Let's see here. Daniel says, get insurance and then bastards will tell you anything. Yeah. I'm in so much pain, that is unreal. Well, we talked about a pain-killing option for you that's non-addictive. Kratom. Not recommending it, not giving medical advice. Just look into Kratom, Kartom. You can usually get them at one of those CBD shops. You can usually get it there. You can order it online in some places. I used to order it on Greenleaf Kratom. You can pay with Bitcoin on there, at least you used to. There's even a few gas stations in places that you can buy it. But there's a number of states in the United States where Kratom is illegal. It's insane for it to be illegal, but it is. So good luck. Good luck with that. Yeah. Oh, Tom Paul was already on it. Brandy says, just let it sit in your mouth until it's numb. Burns like hell. Yeah. I'd rather pop out another baby than have a toothache. Suck on a clove. I'm broke, man. I just can't deal with the pain. Yeah, I guess you're stuck with simple aspirin and stuff. I mean, how broke are you? I mean, if you're broke enough that you can't get some ibuprofen or some aspirin or something at least, you can make willow bark tea. It contains the same thing as aspirin. I've never tried it personally. I guess the Indians used to use it, and salicylic acid. And that's why the genus name is Salix, or, well, I don't know which came first. Either they named the genus name Salix, or salicylic acid was the origin of Salix. One way or another. Anyway, that's why, they're connected. Those two words are connected. But it probably tastes like crap, But if you're that broke, you're bound to be able to find some willows around. Coca. Sweet poison is aspartame. Yeah, it is poison. Yeah, Daniel. I mean, look at what you're consuming, man. There may be something you're consuming. Pain pills is always their answer. Yeah. Daniel says, I just want these dang teeth out. Why didn't they pull these when I told them? So you do have wisdom teeth? You think it's the origin somehow? I just don't know why wisdom teeth are such a big problem. Like, in the natural condition, would they be a problem? So why are they a problem in our society exactly? Unless they know there's something that we're doing to ourselves that causes it. Can you get to the hospital? Sandra says, if you want to cut loose with your aching tooth, cocaine. I was going to suggest that too. My garden has been raging this year, even with the heat. Daniel says, Sandra, the hospital is supposed to be overrun with beer bug patients. My teeth are killing me. Yeah, but there's a lot of people reporting that's a lie. There's a lot of people reporting that's a lie. Even, last year when they were claiming it was shown, it was proven to be a lie. Go to the hospital and see, like that whole deal where they were trying to say, well, we're running at this capacity or whatever. Yeah, but they always run at that capacity. They left out that part. That's normal. They're running at normal capacity. And actually, during this whole deal, some of them have been running less than normal capacity because everyone was staying home. Less people were working, so there was less, injuries. on the job injuries and just people out being around, a little bit less car wrecks and stuff like that. Vice grips. Uncle Bones is metal. He's metal. No, South Pole. So now Ken said that if you do the South Pole, it reduces the acid. So that was what I was going to ask you, because you mentioned your acid reflux, and most people would say that the acid in tomatoes is responsible for that. But you're right. You're right. Did I say North Pole? I'm sorry. It's getting late already for me. Yes, South Pole. He said that the South Pole is what increases the growth of the plants and makes them taste better. And he said it actually increases the acid a little bit. And that's what I was going to get into a little bit. A lot of people saying that they think that consuming acid causes acid reflux, but that's not really how it works. Which is why, like, some people will be taking apple cider vinegar to control the problem. There's something else going on, but it's not, so even though the tomatoes may have a little more acid to them, it's not upsetting your acid reflux. So that makes sense when you look at the apple cider vinegar thing. But, a lot of people are taking these antacids, which does the opposite. It destroys the acid, and then that don't make any sense to do, because it was seen to me that if you keep diminishing your acid in your system's going to be like, oh my gosh, there's not enough acid, and produce some, and then you're going to end up overproducing sometimes as a consequence, and that could be a cause of acid reflux. But yeah, I was turned around there for a second, but you got me back on the track here. Song reference, Mr. Lee. Sanders says, Daniel, I know, but you need relief now. Go get a shot so you don't hurt all night. Mr. Lee says, in my experience, to have teeth removed over there. Is it expensive to have teeth removed over there? Yeah, it's more expensive than it should be. Do y'all think the skulls have been found with 2 rows of teeth? Oh, I don't know about that. It's on Paul. I'm not sure. Mark says, good day all. Hope all is well and safe. How does magnetizing seeds speed up germination and growth? Well, Mr. Lee, I wasn't really planning on trying to explain all that. I would say go to Ken's channel and try to understand what the big deal is about magnetism. There's a lot behind this. The main point I was going to make is that it's totally true, it's totally legit, but Ken has thousands of videos at this point. He's been doing this for a long time, trying to teach people, how the universe actually functions. It goes back to how the universe actually functions, and everything in the universe is designed for this universe, so, let's skip that. It's more of an enhancer. You're reinforcing the field in the seed, essentially. No, how do you magnetize the seed? You just expose it to the south pole of the magnet. And actually, if you don't know what you want a pure powerful magnet. Like in these videos, clips I'm going to show you, like you see at the top of the image there, Ken's got. Let me increase the size here. Ken's got a neodymium magnet there. You can see it above the books there. I don't want to get it too close to the computer. My light sucks here. But here's one here. It's this. I got this one for my water device. I hate to call it structured water device. Like, don't go online and look structured. If you want to make a structured water device, go to Ken's channel again and look at the one he made, and that's essentially how mine's made. You only need you don't need to do the whole vortex stuff. You just need to expose it to a strong enough magnetic field. So you need to really get one of these. This is a 2 by 2 by 1 inch neodymium magnet, and they're about $45 or so. You can buy them on eBay and stuff like that. But you do not want to get too close to your computer because it may create issues. And whatever you do, make sure your fingers are not between it and the metal surface before you stick it on that metal surface. You can chip the coating off of it. You can smash your finger. They're extremely strong. But so let's see here. Vice grips, crust teeth. I need the root out. I take shot up every day. Apple cider vinegar. I see it. Uncle Bones says, Daniel Lindy, feel your pain. My brother pulled my tooth. He had more trouble with it than I did. Mr. Lee, get 2 by 2 by 1 inch N42 neodymium magnet. Put the seeds in a small cellophane and set them near the edge of magnet, not in the middle. Short Island Sasquatch Sam is here. Let's see. Evening, Polly. So I am going to play you a portion of this video. I have not obtained these books for myself at this point. I plan to in the future, though. Welcome, Jen. Welcome to the chat. Icon says, bloody hell, I paid $30.50 with free shipping for my magnet in spring. It's now $59. Yeah. Damn prices. Everything's, fluctuating. What's good, Lockbeard? Hope your weekend went well, dude. It did. How about you? So I'm going to play this as part of this video. I know it's at first it's going to seem completely unbelievable to you, but you can easily do this yourself. So do it. If you're doubting it that much, do it. Icon's done it. That tomato in the thumbnail is one of his that he grew using this method. So I'm going to play a section of this video. Let me expand it.
So I'm going to show you an experiment that I've actually conducted many times, and the results are always the same. By the way, the 2 books in front of you, especially the one on the left, if you want to actually know about genuine, I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. Far from it. I don't actually like conspiracy theory morons. Most of the time they're half-wits and lunatics. But here's a book that actually was suppressed by the federal government. The research of Albert Wade Davis and Walter C. Rawls Jr. Here are the 2 gentlemen on the back. They did many decades worth of biological experiments on the basis of magnetism. While they themselves never figured out what magnetism is or how a magnet works, like I did in my book, they did, however, perform countless thousands of empirical experiments on creatures like chickens hatching, seed experiments, seed-only experiments, as I'm going to do in a 3-part video here. I'm going to do some seed-only exposure. Like these little alfalfa seeds only require like 3 to 4 hours of magnetic exposure. I'm going to expose 1 packet to a South Pole reciprocation and 1 packet to a North Pole reciprocation. They never actually figured out why there's actually a phase shift. They didn't even know there was a phase shift, but they knew endlessly, and they did perform endless thousands of experiments over the decades on animals and worms and whatnot. Like the North Pole species of chickens were very sensitive and clean and ate sparingly. Here, when North Pole treated chicken eggs were slow to hatch from 1 to 2 days. Same is actually true of seed. I've done a lot of seed experiments. Stunted growth pattern. Therefore, we have 2 types of energy: one that arrests life and growth and development, and one that increases life and growth and development. Also, North Pole, not centripetal, but North Pole centrifugal magnetic divergence can actually be used to arrest cancer. That's something that nobody else talks about. I mean, this isn't quackery. You know, the little idiotic bracelets that have tiny little neodymium magnets in it, they don't do anything. They actually increase blood flow very slightly due to the iron in your blood. But, you know, all the magical mumbo jumbo and the nonsense of people wearing magnets, I mean, those little bitty suckers, they don't really do much. We're talking about some large beasts like the one I have back here. It's a 50 Gauss neodymium iron boron, or it could be a samarium cobalt. However, the higher the Gauss rating, the tighter the field is. It is necessitated field pressure mediation. And I'm going to do a 3-part or 4-part video series that I'm going to show you along the way. Seed growth takes basically 7 days to grow alfalfa seeds, and I'm going to show you the drastic difference in change and growth from South Pole. And this is going to be seed exposure only. These seeds are bone dry. And it applies to tomato seeds. Actually, like South Pole exposed tomato seeds come out with very low acidic content. This has been replicated over and over and over again. This book is actually extremely hard to find. If you want actually the links, the information on these books.
Now, he mentioned that the seeds are bone dry. Because the significance of water here and what the magnetic fields are doing to the seeds is beyond the water. See where I'm at in chat here. So it's important. You'll learn a lot about water and what it really is and why it's so important to understand that on his channel. I've talked some about it, but there's just too much information. Let's see here. Bring up the tomato pics on the big screen here. I'll see if I can here in a second. You just sent me the one though, icon. Overbuilt. So you just mean pick, right? Because you're saying pics, so it makes me wonder if you sent me another one or something. Overbuilt says, Lockbeard, hi, I just got here. You need to stick the magnets to your head on Z temple area each side, then you will be smarter than the average Biden. I'm not trying that. In fact, people ask him that sometimes on his channel, and he specifically says, don't do that. But welcome to the chat, Overbuilt. Bigfoot and all, what's up? Work today is relaxing. Oh, the chat's just a jumping. Smile while doing it. Got free watermelon. The magnet is smarter than the Biden. Magnet is smarter than a Biden. That guy knows his stuff, and Magnet's lots of the same crap. I think it is. Just ignore most of the rest spiritual stuff. Well, the spiritual stuff is connected, though. It's all the same thing. Now, I know a lot of people with their religions are going to be like, "Oh, no, 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 no." Look, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Too bad, I guess. That what most people call spiritual is completely explainable by this science. And I'm sorry if it takes the magic out of the whole thing for people, but if a person's truly seeking wisdom, they need to listen to all of it. So I don't know if it's, I can't, like there's no woo on Theoria Apophysis channel. There's no woo. I know a lot of people go there and think it's woo, but I think that they think it's woo because they don't truly understand what they haven't watched enough and truly understood what he's talking about. Icons Tomatoes. Yeah, I'll bring up that picture in a second if I can. Hey, Blue Eyed, welcome. I see a couple. We'll look again. Be right back. I sent a couple. Let's see here. Icon says, high-powered magnets can seriously fuck you up if done wrong. Okay. Well, let me see if I can. I haven't tried to do this just yet. Let me see if I can. I don't know. Can't do it that way, I don't think. Just give me a minute. I might be able to pull this off. Somehow. Yeah, I might be able to do this. Yeah, Icon, I just got the one picture so far. Okay, now I can bring it up, I think. There we go. There we go. There's the picture I got. It's the only one I had anyway. Let's see what happened. I sent a few more. I'll send a few more. It'll be kind of an ordeal to get them set up to share screen though. Like I'll have to download them from the email and then download them onto because it don't give me an option to like share. Like if it was a video, I guess I could share it, but it doesn't give me. I don't know. But yeah, big old tomato. It tastes better and it doesn't give you heartburn. Because I'd like to do a whole bunch of experiments with this myself, but I just need the place to do it. I don't got a place to do it. And then try to somehow, to show people, demonstrate that this works. But yeah, that's Icon's tomato. Yeah, some people grow the ones that they want them to be low in acids. That may be why Icon was growing that one. But it looks like the people thinking that the acid is what's causing the acid reflux is not correct. Well, I'll show you this next video, Mr. Lee, and it'll probably answer that question. Ken didn't grow tomatoes in this video. He grew alfalfa sprouts, but he kind of talks about that. So let me remove that. And there we go. All right. So is that up? Yeah. Uncle Bones loves tomatoes. So this is the 7th video. I think he said 3, 4, or 5, but he ended up making a 7-video series in this. And this is where he discusses the results of the alfalfa sprout experiment, which he has done many times. And the ones that were in the green container were exposed to South Pole. The ones in the red container were exposed to the North Pole of a magnet. Hard to beat homegrown mater sandwich. So I'm going to play a piece of this, and hopefully a lot of you go and do this yourselves.
So on the seed experiment, it's been a full 6 day. On the right, we have North Pole exposed seeds after 6 days of growing in the exact same period of time in the South Pole over here. Now you notice we have a large number of dead seeds on our North Pole over here and very few on our South Pole. Here on the North Pole, you notice it is a matted clump that always happens, and you have to tug on them a little bit to get them out of the jar, but also you'll notice over here on the South Pole, alfalfa sprouts are nice and fluffy. I wish you could smell and taste them, and of course I've tasted them countless times since I performed this experiment countless times, but I'll do it for you at the end of the video. Smell is also radically different. North Pole smell horrible, South Pole smell just like perfect leafy greens. Exactly what you would want. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, yeah, there's a lot more volume here and a lot fewer dead seeds, but on the right over here, we have the North Pole exposed seeds that are greener. But what has happened is that the phase shift that these were induced under before they were started to be grown, it caused stunted growth. Now, I showed you in a prior video where the North Pole exposed seeds actually started off very slow, and the South Pole seeds started off very
Hopefully
very fast. They kind of meet up around about day 2 or 3. Not really, but they're very close, and then things are radically shoot off, and then the North Pole seeds, exposed seeds undergo this clumping effect. Now you're thinking, well, these are greener than these over here, so these are more developed. But you have to think that there are a lot more dead seeds on the North Pole, a lot more stunted growth. Just think of like a little person. It's like, well, it's fully grown. That's what you're thinking over here. It's like, well, these are a lot greener. Yeah, but these are a lot larger, a lot more full grown, a lot more robust. Now, if I gave these another day and a half of exposure, they would be as green as the South Pole, the North Pole exposed seeds over here. But over here we have more volume, far fewer dead seeds. They smell great, they taste great. They're a lot larger. And if I had given them one more day to grow, it's like one of those tall. I'm trying to think. There's the name for the type of German women that grow up to be like 8 feet tall, and they're just they have a growth spurt, and it basically seems like they never stop growing. There's a crude analogy there, but of course you can't smell them, but very acidic, almost chemical smell on the North Pole exposed seeds, and on the South. Perfect green smell, exactly what you'd expect, what you'd want to eat. Now, I'm going to taste these again as if I haven't done it before many times, but very watery, very mealy, horrible, chemical taste, just despicable. I can never eat the North Pole exposed sprouts. They're horrible. You see all these dead seeds we have here on the North Pole? So like I said, you can't be fooled by the greenery on the North Pole seeds. They have been in their magnetodielectric phase shift, been told that this is the max growth that they have. So, tons of them are dead. They're a lot more stunted. It's like, well, yeah, they're more green, but what has happened is that they have been programmed, as an analogy, that this 6-day period is their full cycle, whereas the South Pole seeds over here have been programmed to say, no, keep getting bigger. We'll start greening out in a couple more days. We're going to get bigger and bigger and healthier and healthier, and we're going to green out, like our North Pole buddies have over here, but we're going to do it a day and a half later. So do not be confused with the greenery on the North Pole. So now take the South Pole exposed alfalfa. Chewing on them. Wonderful, delicious. You can just taste the vitamins and minerals. Awesome, incredible, perfect. Exactly what you'd expect. Very fresh, very delicious alfalfa sprouts. Of course, some people hate alfalfa sprouts, but the premise is that perfect taste, horrible taste. Smell awful. Smell awful. Smell wonderful. Tons of dead seeds, very few dead seeds. This is a bundled mash. It always forms into this. You see this? Look at this compared to the South Pole alfalfa. You see this? Always the same. So these seeds are still going. They are in their brains, as an analogy, genetically, under the impression that they need to go another day and a half before they start greening, like they're stunted little person seeds over here, because these have stunted growth. It's like, okay, we've reached our max. We're going to bloom. We're going to green early because we're done. Our genetic disposition is such that we believe that it is time for us to sprout, to green out. So this is the experiment. You want to try it yourself? Go ahead and do it. I hope you found, I think this is video number 7 in the series, but this is the last one. I could have actually let them go for another day. It didn't make any difference. I could have had a lot more greenery on the South Pole. No big deal, but I told you exactly what happens. So another day doesn't really matter. These would have greened up more than their North Pole cousins who've greened up, but, tons of them are dead over here and stunted growth and just a matted mess. They stink. They taste awful. They're despicable. You can't do anything with these but throw them in the garbage. These, you want to throw some dressing on, throw up in your salad and eat them. They taste great. I'm going to try the North Pole seeds again. They're always the same. They're just horrible. Watery, mealy, chemically. They just have like a mild chemical taste, kind of like you forgot to wash out the soap in the bottom of your bowl. You just have that rancid chemical aftertaste. Just wonderful. Smell great, taste great. So this has been the magnetic. We call it gotta call it Jack and the Beanstalk experiment, talking about magic seeds. It's been the magnetodielectric phase shift. The South Pole we have compression, and on the North Pole we have rarefaction. Magnetodielectric phase shift in the genetic. So look, now you spread these out some. We're talking about, look at all these dead seeds. I mean, can you see that? So, just look, nothing happened here. Let's look at the dead seeds on the South Pole. Doesn't matter how you grow them, even if you don't grow them with that. See, oh, look, there we go. What? Exactly. How amazing is that, folks? I know there's no other crap like this on YouTube. Is there? No. Isn't this fascinating? If you don't think this is fascinating, there's something wrong. Oh, I forgot some more dead seeds that were under there. Let's rake them forward. Look. Radically different. If you like this video, you can drop me a buck or two. I would say this video, you shouldn't tell me to jump off the cliff, because I think this is one hell of a fascinating experiment that, I said, you do need some larger block magnets. You can't be using little ultra-thin wafer jobbies, and you can't be using hard drive magnets for exposure. And like I said, if you grow them, as I told you in a prior video, underneath the magnetic field, you get a slightly more radical results than this. In other words, while they're growing, you have a magnet positioned underneath them, but this is seed-only exposure. But look how radically different. These seeds both came into the same package. Always will be the same.
Yeah, I didn't intend to run it that long, but I was trying to get set up to show icons pictures. It took a little doing. It made the video buffer a little bit, but I think I got it. But yeah, I mean, if anyone doubts, give it a try. Do it. As the emperor said, do it. Like I said, just enough bitterness to let you know what it is. A hint of creamy or buttery flavor in the background, sweeter than most. And so juicy your chin and shirt will be covered. I tend to, having a beard, I'm very cognizant of letting food get in it. Like, I'm very careful about that. So it won't be a problem for me. Shake it off. Maybe something. You don't have to do like that guy, like the what they call him, the regent or whatever in the Lord of the Rings. He's sitting there eating cherry tomatoes and letting it just squirt all over his face. I'm like, who eats cherry tomatoes like that? I popped the whole thing in, and you don't close your mouth and keep it just enough bitter. Oh, yeah. I guess that posted twice there. Orbit says gut bacteria get off, antibiotics kill, and time make it worse. One needs good gut microbiome. Yeah. Fermented foods help. Mushrooms, garden food, not washed, sterilized, fresh and cooked. Yeah. Gut biome. Just stop poisoning it. Like those artificial sweeteners, that's kind of part of what my problem was with my teeth is sucralose interferes with all that, and it kills off a lot of your beneficial gut biome. Sucralose is just bad news. I had echo bones. Sorry about that. If it's too much of a pain to post your streams, all good. There's tomato sandwich pick for Tom Paul. Yeah. Yes, Mark, doing well yourself. Went well together 10 last week. Never tasted a tomato quite like it. You too, Sandra Piper. See you later. Try to catch up with the chat. Sorry if I missed it. What kind of tomatoes did you grow? I forget the variety. He told me, but like I said, no wonder. I wonder, do they apply this method to growing wisdom weed? I was kind of wondering that myself, Mr. Lee, And actually, the whole reason why I came down here was because there was potentially a job managing a grow operation. And, like so many of these marijuana businesses, things can be a total cluster, you know, and so they're still in construction. Um, I was kind of leery about getting into that as it was before, coming down, because so often they don't got their shit together. I worked a week at a weed farm last year, and we get to the bank and the bank won't cash their check. Like, none of the employees get their check cashed. I'm like, how are you going to be paying people and they won't cash your check? So we all were waiting at the bank and had to wait for, it was like a long time, and for them to come down and try to fix it, and then the bank wouldn't do it, and so we all had to go back to the farm so they could write us out checks individually. I didn't go back out there. Why? I don't get it. Why can't any of these people get their shit together? If you're going to have a business, have a business. But the problem is you got people that look. I mean, you need someone like me, right? Someone who's never used it, has no interest in using it. When it comes to the medicinal thing, there's other things you can do to do the same shit that the weed does. People want to act like, oh, it's just this the only option. It's great and it's good. No, we can completely exterminate the species and we'll be just fine. There's other options to do everything that they claim that it does. So, people are putting it up on this pedestal. It doesn't really deserve it. But so I hope this other job comes through, because I don't want to. I'd rather not manage a grow operation if there's an environmental job for me. Like I said, they're white snowball tomatoes. They're more of a yellow, but whatever. They were first created by the now defunct Isbell Seed Company back around the turn of the last century. Ken had quite a few growers asking. I spread the message to the few I know also. Yeah, some of them need to try it out, though. If they're going to grow weed, they need to take a look at this. Well, I mean, Mr. Lee, it's, these videos are part of a 7-video series. He talks about it sporadically through a lot of his other videos. I'm sure you could find more information elsewhere. Those books would be valuable. It's really just a matter of exposing the seeds to the south pole of the magnet, and as Icon described. The 4th video, I'd already clicked it off. Hopefully everybody just goes over and sees it, and do your own experiments. Next year when you grow your garden, like, pick some of your crops that you're growing from seed and do the seed experiment with half, and mark, when you plant them, mark which ones were exposed and which weren't. And you might even do some that you exposed to the North Pole, some with no exposure, some with North Pole, some with South Pole, and then see what happens. So you can prove it to yourself. But actually, if you're doubting it at all, actually do it. Go through with it. So many times people just dismiss stuff, and then they they just won't do what is necessary to prove to themselves. They can be found all over the seed catalogs. Icon says the pot growing business is pretty much a buddy or family only setup kind of BS. It looks to be a cluster to me. I mean, so many of them can't seem to get their shit together. I mean, if it's really as bad as what I've seen, maybe I should get a loan and say, look, lifelong gardener, studied enough botany in college to be the equivalent of a minor. I'm interested in the science of it and nature. I'm not interested in smoking, never have smoked. Somebody's bound to be like, you know what, we should give this guy a loan to start his own business, and I probably run them all out of business. But man, I don't want to be balls deep in weed for the rest of my life either, though. I just don't have any interest in it. I don't approve of what I'm seeing going on. I support everyone's right and freedom, but I think we're going down a little bit of a bad path with this. So many people are getting their medical card just so they can smoke, and nobody can deny that. They're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you legitimately have an issue and you legitimately can make a case that nothing else is going to do the job, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. Weed farm, my dream job. I mean, smoke if you want, but hit the bowl when he said that. Daily Dan blog, great job, hard work. Most growers don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Yeah. And a lot of them seem like that. They've really made a science of it. And when I start talking about certain things, techniques, and they're like, "Well, that won't work because you'll have this problem or that problem," and I'm like, I get it that you got a technique down, but I'm kind of wondering if it's less that they've made a real science of it and figured out the best way, and more of an issue that they found the best way to do it where an idiot can't fuck it up. Does that make sense? I'm not sure I said that right. They got a system that I could be wrong. Because so many of these people, they haven't studied any horticulture or botany, and they never gave a shit about growing a garden. They couldn't keep a potted plant alive in their fucking house, but all of a sudden they think they're a farmer now that they got a card and they can grow. You know what I mean? I mean, those people probably shouldn't be the ones starting up these grow houses. They should just buy their weed from a real farmer, who has, experience and understands how to grow shit. And just like they buy their tomatoes from a real farmer typically. If someone doesn't have a green thumb, they shouldn't grow their own tomatoes, and they shouldn't grow their own weed. I guess that's the long and short of it. Icon says they're too stoned to do the job right. Yeah. Dude, when I worked at that farm, all those people, like, they were smoking in the car going out there. They were scraping the resin off the gloves that week and then smoking it in the car. And I'm about to die here. I don't want to breathe this shit. And that was horrendous. They're stuffing weed in their pockets. They're stealing, I mean, I'm like, this is a total cluster. Total. Man, mushroom farming, now that's cool. I've worked for a mushroom farm. They weren't growing that kind that you're thinking of, but they were growing culinary mushrooms. And I've grown some myself. And Icon says, I'll send you pics of my grow and other grows from when I lived in Washington State, but I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't know. Would it get me in trouble? I smoke weed as an alternative to the main medication. I prefer to smoke than take the. Well, yeah, I mean, if it's alternative to hydrocodone. But, I mean, ultimately, is there a way to make what's the actual cause of instead of treating the pain, can you eliminate the actual cause? Now, I get it. Sometimes people can't eliminate the actual cause, but then, maybe that's just because we're just led to believe there's no way. What if your body can't truly heal because of the poisonous food you're eating? I think that's actually the case for a lot of people. They won't listen to someone like me. They'll tell them, look, if you're eating carbs all the time, your body's in a constant state of intoxication. You're inflamed all the time. Your digestive system's crabbed out. Nothing's working right. Your immune system's suppressed. Stop eating anything but meat for a while and see if your body can actually heal. Eat fat. Do not trim the fat off your steaks. Be sure to eat eggs. If you kill a deer, eat the brain. Eat the marrow. But, a lot of people are just grossed out by eating brain. But there's people doing it. And there's people eating it raw. They're just fine. I'm also not sure. I think it's okay so long as you're not smoking it live. Did you show the other tomato pics? I was getting ready to pull them up right now. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I get on the. There we go. StreamYard, you need to streamline this process. It's too many steps. Yep. There's a badunkadunk tomato. David said, I've been through the ringer. I've been shot 5 times. I've been stabbed. I was in a car wreck. Broke 148 bones, including my back, hip. Broke both legs. Yeah, I mean, you might be in a situation where, you got some nerve damage that's going to be ongoing. Man, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Big booty tomatoes. Yeah. Here, we'll get a closer look at that. That butt tomato you got there. You're probably proudest of that one. All right, there's your tomato sandwich. I'm proud of you, Icon, using some real mayonnaise. There's some people that don't like real mayonnaise. I'm like, what? There's something wrong with you if you prefer Miracle Whip to real mayonnaise. You have an issue. And that was all in 2 years back in the 80s. Been through even more. And that sucks, man. If a man could say he's broken 148 bones, I say he can take whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Dang, man, making me make if we keep doing this stuff, making people hungry up on here late at night, I'm gonna end up down there at Taco Bell one of these nights. You're gonna ruin me. Duke's is the only way to fly. It was Blue Plate before they were bought out. I don't know if I've ever used Duke's brand. Uncle Bone says, "Dang, Daily Dan blog, rough stuff, my man." Yeah, rough stuff. See if we can get another picture up in here. Big O maters. Yeah. I haven't grown, a lifelong gardener, but I haven't grown any in a few years because I stopped pretty much eating vegetables almost entirely. I've been fallen off that wagon a little bit lately, but one of my favorite ways to eat tomatoes is just get a tub of sour cream. One of those, what are they, like 16 ounces? Just dump the whole thing on top of a big old pile of diced up fresh tomatoes and just mix it together. Maybe throw some sauteed onions in the mess. It's not a carnivore meal, but it's kind of some of the stuff I used to throw on burritos. Uncle says, Icon Dukes is the best Lockbeard. It's a quarter. Dan says, in '98 they diagnosed me with lymphoma cancer. I went through all kinds of treatments and I didn't smoke during that time. You might want to look. I don't know if you've looked very hard at vitamin C. Surprisingly, well, people think it's just this ordinary thing, but I can't say too much. They might take this video down like they did the other one, but take a lot is what I would do in that case. Take a damn lot, and then I would find liposomal vitamin C and hit that shit like there ain't no thing. Now, I don't know. Ken's mentioned how using this effect of magnetism on cancer, so I don't know how you would go about that. You'd have to somehow apply the field to a tumor. But your body has a natural cancer fighting ability. It kills, many thousands of cancerous cells every single day. But because of the things we're exposed to in our society and our diet isn't the natural diet we're supposed to eat, that's why we're having so much problem with cancer. Our body's losing the battle sometimes, and then it gets out of hand and grows a tumor, but luckily, like with vitamin C, we kind of have a magic bullet, because our system is still built in such a way, our physiology is still made in such a way, like an animal that can produce massive quantities of vitamin C endogenously to fight serious illness, like a cancer or virus or a lot of things. But An ancestor of ours had a defective gene. It disabled our endogenous vitamin C production, so we can't produce it in those massive quantities. But we got the technological ability to make supplements and take it. It doesn't absorb well orally because we were never really meant to take in that much orally. It doesn't absorb very well. But if you make liposomal vitamin C, or if you got plenty of money and you just buy liposomal vitamin C, you kind of bypass that little issue. That absorption issue is no longer an absorption issue. Or go find you a doctor who will administer intravenous vitamin C in very high doses. I know some people think 10 grams is a high dose. 10 grams might work for some things, but I'm talking more in the neighborhood of 100 grams. Now, it sounds crazy to people because the RDA is like in the milligrams, like less than 100, I think. I can't even remember what it is. I don't remember. I haven't paid attention to that for many years. I don't pay attention to it. I do my own thing. If I remember to take it, I could be taking 3 or 4 grams a day just in general. And one day I took, and this is just regular vitamin C, not liposomal, but one day I took 27 grams of vitamin C in a day. Now, some doctors would say, oh, that could kill you. I'm like, no, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you. It can't. Your body will flush it out. You might get the shits, but that's about it. But if you're really sick, your body's going to be looking for all that, trying to fix what's wrong. So you can actually take more without getting the shits. That's when I started weed, and in a year I went into full remission. Herb is some beneficial stuff. Icon says, I don't argue that vitamin C works. I understand your discrepancy with weed, but everyone's body is different. Yeah. Fasting. Yeah. I ain't even got to that, Mr. Lee. But a lot of people aren't accustomed to it. Their body isn't ready to go into fasting mode. So they're going to have a rough time of it if they go cold turkey into fasting trying to fight something like cancer. Everybody needs to get used to fasting. It's normal for me to just eat once a day now. So at least I'm doing a daily 23-hour fast. Sometimes I do 2, but so my body's used to it. But most people, man, the first thing they do, they get up and they have some coffee and it's got some creamer in it or something. Even if it's black coffee, they're still consuming something. Or they'll eat a breakfast and then they'll eat lunch and then they might have a snack and then they'll have dinner, and they're eating all the time and wondering why they're getting sick. Humans aren't supposed to eat all the damn time. That's insane. That's not natural. But you got people out there trying to push that idea that we're supposed to graze all the time. No, actually, we are not. Because in nature, you could often go for very long periods of time without being able to find anything that's edible. That's why it's beneficial to us now, because our system has ways of dealing with that, and it's designed for that. I think getting out in the sun is very beneficial. That's why they don't want us to. Yeah. It's just common sense. It should be, for hundreds of thousands of years, we ran around butt ass naked in the sun, and suddenly the damn thing's out to kill me. What kind of goddamn sense does that make? Sunlight will kill the beer bug. Yeah. If it was real, nobody's been able to prove to me it's real yet. They can't explain to me why the all-cause mortality statistics did not go up. Why did the flu statistics flu just took a break last year? No, they labeled it as something else. Why did the government have to bribe all the hospitals with a lot of money to write that special word on the documents so they could fuel the statistics and to scare people? It's like, look at how many people. Why do they give the doctors a test and say, look, if it says positive, they got it, except it doesn't test for it. It tests for indicators that can mean a lot of things. Man, this is just a start. The CDC telling the doctors that if they have a cough or any symptoms they claim could be the beer bug, just write the beer bug on the death certificate when they die. You don't have to test them. The CDC, it was on the CDC website. They probably took it down by now, but I read it several times. I couldn't believe what I was reading. No evidence of the diagnosis, but they were writing that word down to feed the statistics so the media could terrorize you with it. Kind of glad you brought that up, because there's something else I want to bring up for a bit here that's in relation to that. There's another one of his picks. And another one. So, let me see here. Just found out about this from our friend Ken. I was over on his live stream a while ago, and he mentioned this. So you probably won't see this on YouTube, and I'm not going to play it because it's probably a guaranteed to get this live stream deleted. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to show it to you, and then you can go watch it yourself and see what you think of it. And let's see here. This is over on Odyssey. Let me get a little closer. This release says, takes a few months of strict keto, then start fasting gradually. The benefits are enormous. Yeah. His channel is called Theoria Apophysis. He's not a Bigfooter. I would not bring up Bigfoot if you're in his live stream or anything. He doesn't believe in Bigfoot, but the dude knows how the universe actually functions. He can explain, everything, literally everything. That which you call spiritual has a scientific explanation, and it's part of this. And field theory, metaphysics. Yeah. So, it may be a little deep for a lot of people, but if you get a wild hair that you want to try and dive into trying to figure out how it all really works, what gravity really is, understand magnetism, understand what the importance of the water molecule, why it's not just a molecule, it's not just for hydrating you. It's has memory, it has consciousness, or it's connected to consciousness anyway. The universe is, it's legit. I'm impressed with your whoppers. Yeah. Here's some big old maters. Yeah, there you go. So I don't think I can play this video. Normally I would, but I have a feeling YouTube would, hell, YouTube might delete this stream just for me showing you this. But it's like a 2-minute video on Odyssey, and it's over on BitChute as well. Leaked Zoom meeting. We need to be more scary to the public. Marketing director and doctors representing a group of 20 hospitals discuss inflating the COVID numbers. And damn it, I said that word. But there you go. YouTube, kiss my ass. Anyone that's been doubting what me and others have been trying to tell you is that those statistics, people have quoted, oh, but these many people died. No, they did not. Listen to me. No, they did not. It's a lie. What my doctor said, your doctor doesn't necessarily know what's going on. The doctors that do are trying to warn people, but they're getting suppressed and they're getting ridiculed. They're getting that YouTube will take down videos that say the wrong thing. They're everything indicates this whole thing's a goddamn fraud. Take the time to look closer, please, because while you're sitting there letting this shit slide, our liberties are being stolen from us little by little. So if that matters to you, and I hope it does, you need to take a look at what's really going on with this damn thing, because there is bullshit all over it. Let me take that one down. We'll throw up the BitChute one as well. It's the same video. I'm not going to play it. I've had people get so freaking mad because it's like I freaking slapped them in the face. This one's titled Leaked Hospital Admin Zoom Meeting. We need to scare the public. You need to scare the public. They want to terrorize the public. Now, it's that one particular lady saying it. Whoever that wretched bitch is, it's not this one, but the other one in this video that was saying it. You're a despicable human being, whoever she is. I don't know who she is. But what came out of her mouth is just evil. And she's talking about psychological terror of the population to scare us all into getting the jab and submitting to lockdowns and wearing the damn muzzles. Not acceptable. Not acceptable. I'm telling you, if you still believe the official story about this beer bug thing, you haven't looked close enough. Stop watching the media. Stop listening to the politicians. They're lying to you. They're lying. Elon Musk was trying to tell us, and I don't know if what they're doing. They imagine he probably got some threats. When he got the test 4 times, it was the same test, same nurse, but he got 2 positives and 2 negatives. If they're basing the statistics off of a test that, in his case, was wrong half the time, if this thing is real, for starters, and I say that I see no evidence that it's real. I've challenged people for a long time about this, and everyone just, that guy in the freaking gym even, And I said, well, I need to see science. And he says, I don't need science. He had no test. He was just guessing that he had it because he was really sick. And just because you get really sick does not mean you had this. You could have had a lot of things. People are assuming everything. They've allowed themselves to be scared into believing this. They've been terrorized. Our government and our media are guilty of psychological domestic terrorism. Guilty. And this Zoom meeting call just supports that, all that. Hello, Judy. Welcome. So I hope everyone who is listening, I hope you listen. You got to listen. You need to look closer and see why there's something wrong here. Why there's so many indications that the entire thing is fraud. I know some people watching still think that they got the beer bug. They still believe it. Oh, but I was so sick. Sick from what? You don't know that's what you had. Your doctor doesn't either. They were given those tests. And if you look into what those tests actually test for, you're going to find out, well, it didn't really tell you that. It doesn't really tell you that. Is this stream still going? YouTube probably shut me down in the middle of all this shit. People need to speak up about this. Things are getting out of hand, you know. Companies telling people that they now have to, because Biden's announcement the other day, 100 employees or more, you're required to get a jab. Is there a religious exemption for this? Because I'll claim something. But my primary reason is because I think the entire thing is bullshit. And no one has been able to present shit to me to prove that it's real. The only thing they know is what they were told on the news and what they were told by Daddy Biden. That's the only thing they know. They don't know shit. None of these people have probably ever looked at the CDC website. You know, and I seriously wonder if these people are intelligent enough to realize the implications of the CDC recommending the doctors to assume beer bug and write it on the death certificates without testing the patient. You know, and that's even if the test was legit. And I'm telling you the test was not legit. But that doesn't matter because they weren't even testing it. They were assuming they had it. They did not know. They had no confirmation of diagnosis. That's what the CDC website told them to do. I personally read it on the site several times. This isn't somebody told me. Look, if you're a real prepper and you haven't ever been on a CDC website, or you think you're a real prepper, you're not a real prepper. You need to be paying attention to what they're doing. Because the reality is they're going to be involved in any real plague that we face in the future, and probably at fault as well. But it's angering. People out there like getting pissed at me because I'm telling them my grandma died from that. You don't fucking know that. You do not the fuck know that. Don't come at me and get all pissed at me. I'm telling you shit that you should have been looking into yourself. You believe in what you're being told. Just do what you're told. Just go get your jab, put on your damn muzzle. And then when they start walking you into a quarantine camp or whatever, or they'll probably walking me into it, you just go ahead and sit there and say, well, you should just got your jab. No, you anti-freedom piece of God damn it. Son of a bitch. This is not acceptable. People need to wake the goddamn fuck up. Go watch that video. I bet a lot of people are still believing the beer bug fucking fraud, and they won't, and they're not going to go watch that video there. They're not going to go look into any of the things that I've told you that indicate fraud. Yep. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to force us. That this 100 employee company or bigger trying to make you in order to keep you job. They're taking away your ability to feed your kids if you don't comply. Medical tyranny. And nothing that I've said on here has been in relation to what's actually in it. It don't even matter what's in it. They don't have a right to force me to take any kind of injection. They can't do that. I am a free man. You are all supposed to be free people. And the fact that they've terrorized everyone with this shit. They've destroyed the economy. They've killed small businesses. They've probably killed some children because they're making people wear these masks. I was told something a couple days ago. I'm not going to give names or stuff like that, but that they were in an industrial environment and they have a CO2 monitor. I think that they, an alert to tell them if there's danger. They had their mask on, for the beer bug, and they put that monitor behind the mask and it goes off. The environment behind that mask is out of compliance with OSHA rules. This government knows damn good and well that they are harming people with these masks. It's causing hypoxia, which could exacerbate any other conditions, but the hypoxia alone is no good, and it can cause bacterial issues. So I'm wondering how many little kids have gotten a bacterial infection as a result of wearing a mask, and, in any sufficiently big sufficient population, you're going to have a small percentage that die from that. So I think they probably have killed some kids, but are we ever going to see those statistics? Are the doctors even going to recognize that that's what the cause was? Because as I described earlier, the doctors can't figure out shit. The dentist couldn't figure out shit. When I was having I've had the repeated staph infections. The doctor didn't figure out why I was getting it. I figured out why. All the doctor did was give me painkillers and antibiotics. That's all the fucking doctor did. Those fuckers never figure out shit. That's why I try to look after my own health as much as possible now. You can't trust them. They just do what they're supposed to do. They got to make money. The administration is probably breathing down our necks. During this whole beer bug thing, never getting, how much was it? It was thousands of dollars per beer bug patient. So I guarantee the administration at all those hospitals were telling the doctors to say, you either diagnose everyone with a freaking cough so we get the money, or you lose your job. Was it that kind of situation? I don't know. But I know that we need to Watch what's happening with the hospitals. Look at all these nurses that have quit because they were told you either get the injection or you lose your job. So lots of them just walked off the job. They just left. They quit. They nurses probably know some stuff that you don't know. Why are they refusing to get this thing? And why are so many people out here so willing to go get theirs? With no information, but they were fed by the media, programmed, brainwashed by the media and the politicians. Mark says, this is the most I've seen you worked up, Lockbeard. Thought you were going to blow a foofer valve. Well, I'm pissed off. This is not acceptable. Our liberty is under threat. 1940s Germany is come back around. Judy says, seen a video today where two cops stopped a couple of people sunning on a beach where threatened with arrest for not showing their ID. Think couple stood their ground. It was called Know Your Rights. Yeah. You need to stand up to them sometimes. Wish I could share that video with y'all. This is wickedly dangerous for all of us. It is. Yeah. This is insane. What that other woman on that video was saying, and I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people like, oh, she's just trying to look out for everyone's best interest. No, I'll look out for my own best interest. If all of you people that have been stuck by that needle, if that protects you, then you shouldn't have to worry about me at all. But I'm hearing every day about people that went and got the jab and then they got sick. In some cases, more than once. Well, I ain't had any kind of jab like that for decades. And I'm still here. I don't need their shit. If I break a bone, I might need someone to set it. If I'm in a serious car accident, I might need some help with that. But when it comes to disease and cancer and that kind of thing, the shaman side of me is taking over, period. And I'll be fine. Now, another thing y'all need to look into, like right now where I'm sitting, I'm being exposed to this radiation, this Wi-Fi, and a little bit of cell phone. They don't want you to understand that these things are damaging to you. They're messing with you, physiologically, psychologically. I know a couple of people have talked about having problems sleeping. If you're having problems sleeping, you should give it a try. You need to sleep inside a Faraday cage. If you have a bunch of, I don't know, some people have built some crazy cages around their beds, and then none of these types of radiation can get through a Faraday cage. Now it seems again, this is gonna sound wacky to some people. Look at your microwave, right? How do you think those microwaves are kept in that thing? There's a window in the front. If you notice, there's a metal mesh in the door, in the window. That metal mesh stops the microwaves. And metal meshes like that will stop a lot of harmful types of radiation. So, whenever I come across screen, actually I got an old window screen sitting in that window there, and another one in another window there, like someone was throwing it out, and I was like, give me that. And said something, it's something. But hopefully if I get a place where I'm not out, 'cause, like I've talked about before, I may have to, make a home, a landlubber's home, I guess. Because I'm used to being mobile all the time. So some of these things it's really hard for me to do, but I'll probably do that there. It's probably easier for people that have those beds that have like a curtain kind of thing around it. So if you take some window screen and back that curtain with the window screen, you may be able to create a good enough Faraday cage around your bed to help you sleep better. It's messing with your head. See, what you are is the signals. Your brain's trying to pick up your brain picks up signals. And when these other types that aren't supposed to be part of your environment start getting in there, it messes things up a little bit. It can create problems. Skewered. Oh no. Yeah. So Faraday cage may help. It may help. Well, I don't know how long we've been on here. Almost 2 hours. Take this down. Scared? Yeah. You want to see something scary? Couple random lives ago, I showed some of my brother's mask and Halloween props and stuff like that. He doesn't do a lot with his YouTube channel, but he has a few little short videos showing some of his stuff. There it is, Macabre Inside Studios. That's I showed that mask the other night that he calls Chemtrail Carl. So anyway, with the way things have gone here lately, it's he hasn't been doing a lot of business. The beer bug has screwed everything up. So anyway, I put that in the description of all the videos. I put his link to his Etsy store. He also sells some stuff on eBay as well. But and I think part of that's where he's like, I think one of those videos he's like, because he teaches classes in this sometimes how to do this stuff. I don't think he's doing any right now, but Shungite, it's supposed to help with blocked fights. Yeah, I gotta pin it. I actually feel better. That don't know about that. You're talking about. I haven't heard by that name, but I think you're talking about Organite. And I haven't been able to. From what I've seen, I can't confirm that it does anything. Now, maybe it does. I don't know. I just haven't been able to confirm that it does anything. Because all they're doing is throwing a bunch of crap in there with some resin, some metal shavings. They might toss a crystal in, So things are getting a little wild with Organite. So now you're saying Shungite, so maybe it's a different thing. Um, but um, but so I don't know. I'll have to look up that particular word. I don't recall seeing that word, but if you're talking about the same thing as Organite, I haven't been able to find any legitimacy to Organite. Alert from Theoria just now. New dehumanizing trend just now. He probably just dropped a. It's an actual stone, not Organite. Okay. Jen, I know what that is. Yeah, Ken sometimes drops some videos around this time at night, so he's probably. I'm sure I'll see it. I'm sure I'll see it. I'll pop over on his channel here and see. See what's going on. Now, see, YouTube's not showing me anything. If he's dropped a new, well, maybe it's because I need to open another tab. Hold on a second. I've noticed that if you don't open things in a new tab, it won't show you the newest stuff. Like if you open the home page in the same tab, it won't show you what just came live. You have to open it in a new tab, and then it'll show you what just came on live. At least that's what's been going on with me. I've had to do that for a long time, so I don't know if it's happening to everyone else, but YouTube just sucks. Like it should just pop up, right? You would think it would just pop up. But I just did that, and I'm not seeing a new video from Ken there. Tiffy, welcome. What's up? Shut night. It's pronounced shut night, but it's spelled with an N in there, was it? Shungite, but it's spelled shut night, or it's pronounced shut night, but it's spelled Shungite. Shugnite. Shungite. Huh. Like, well, even when I refresh, if I'm sitting on YouTube homepage and I refresh it, it won't show me that anyone else has come on live. And I've done it many times. Like it won't show me. I have to open the homepage in a new tab for it to show me what's new, what's come on live. Hey. What do the Maijo call elderly men in your culture? What? I'm not sure. Shug Knight for your. Okay, Shug Knight. Shung Gite. Crystal Wisdom. Stone of Clearing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see some evidence of this. Just saying. Shungite. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'll have to check it out. Well, I'm not seeing it, so YouTube's being a bitch to me tonight. Huh. Mijo? Mijo Senor? Could be, Icon. Could be. Yeah. So I don't know. What else is going on out there? I probably this video will probably be taken down anyway. Shug Knight. I see a bunch of videos on it. I'll take a look at some of them, see if I can confirm that there's anything. It's because in order to block the frequencies, you need to be surrounded by a barrier. I just can't see how this could remotely provide a proper provide a barrier. You know, yeah, it might. I mean, wherever it's at, it might stop whatever's at its specific location, but it'd be just a small spot. TFE hanging out in bed. Been a long day. How's thing on your end? And see, Icon's a guy that may possibly sleep inside a Faraday cage. Reboot. I mean, I've rebooted many times over the long period of time. YouTube does this to me sometimes. YouTube is, I think, actively trying to to stop me from doing stuff. It's the only thing I can figure. Because if everyone else isn't experiencing that, maybe a few people are, and they're also in the same boat as I am. I've evidently gotten on a blacklist on some level. I mean, there's been a number of people say they got unsubscribed from the channel. YouTube's trying to limit how many people can see this channel. Um, Maybe. Do you know the specific name of the video, Mr. Lee? Because, and is there music in it? Because I keep getting these dang copyright claims from some of these videos, so I got to be careful, you know. Because one day when I do get monetized, a lot of these videos that's happening to, you know, it won't, you know, it's going to thwart any kind of income on those videos. Turn up trees. Let me try that. Which will suck because, you know, I'm in the hole on this thing. Russian Yeti. FBI. Hold on a second. I don't like seeing that FBI warning. Reproduce portions of copyright to pictures, videotapes. So, I guess I can show this.
Hi.
I'm trying to get it set up here, Mr. Lee. It's a cell phone video. It looks like. It does. I kind of ain't telling. I'm trying to tell these people if they can, they need to sleep in a Faraday cage. Same here. Just got the kids down, so just chilling. Back is killing me. Took kiddos to the county fair. Paying for it. Russia Tip Trees in the title, no music. Well, it's midnight here. Gonna go to bed. Night all in chat. And thanks, Lockbeard. Well, thank you, Jen. See you later. It's worth the sword back in my book. Bloody hell, that's loud. What's loud? If sound, turn it down if there's sound. Let's see. Trying to get it up here. Well, I had that set up. Why is it?
Hi there. Silas Neatposh on Facebook posted this video on his page recently. I found it on Freudian Slip website. So, what is it? What is going on here? Let's watch for a bit.
Something happened over there. There's the trees.
Now, as much as some people think that this could be some pissed off Bigfoot creature ripping the crap out of the forest, please allow me to enlighten you as to what this really is. You see, every year people come from miles around to visit this vast, isolated Russian wilderness area to witness the great tree migration. It is during this time when the adult trees send the younger ones off to fend for themselves. And it may seem cruel at first, but This is the way of the tree. In translating what is being said, one man says, "They are starting to move now." And the other says, "Holy crap, hurry, let's go tell the women." The migration begins weeks in advance when the young trees begin to free themselves from the earth. And some of the younger ones aren't quite strong enough yet and will stay behind. So, this is obviously what is going on here. Or maybe it's just a tree harvester at work. Who's going to believe that one? Thanks for watching.
Yep. Doesn't look legit, Mr. Lee. Pair breakdown his channel. Yep, that's where we were. Hold on, you'll go check it out. There's a few. The jazz in the video you're looking at is loud, good, but loud. It's a tree cutter. Yeah. Yeah, TFE says in your description, just give the channel credit. Legit. Yeah, but it's another hassle, so I don't know. I'll try and limit that kind of thing in the future, I guess, if I keep getting these. Claims. And tree migrations are legit. You're welcome, Mr. Lee. Yeah, he had to be moving fast. Where you going, Mr. Lee? Oh, no problem, Judy. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I'm running out of steam myself, though. Just irritated with so much stuff. YouTube's bullshit. Jesus. I don't know if Tom Paul's still here, but he was one of them that YouTube unsubscribed him to the channel. Quality viewing. Tiffy says, what about Thinker Thunker's breakdown on the Bigfoot throwing a tree? I don't know if I want to hear Thinker Thunker's thoughts on anything. What do you mean? You think we should talk about Thinker Thunker on the paranormal show on Phenomena? Had to let the dogs out. Well, you heard it here, folks. We now know precisely who let the dogs out. It was Mr. Lee. Who knew? Bone says Tinker Thunker behind a paywall. No, thank you. Yeah. I haven't watched any of Tinker Thunker stuff that I can recall. If I ever did, it was a long time ago. But I haven't heard good things about Tinker Thunker. So I'm not very motivated to go check it out. And actually, they were talking about people with paywalls on Nikki's show earlier. Some of you were there, I think. Harry Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks. The new show started tonight. What time it starts? 6 Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central Time where I'm at, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and that would be 1 a.m. I think for Mr. Lee over in the UK. I don't know what time that is in Australia. I need to figure that out so I can readily spit it out. In Arizona, you guys need to fix your shit with your time zone nonsense. Anyone that lives in Arizona, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Pick a time zone and stick in it. Oh, shit. Mr. Lee says, what about Bigfoot Tony? What about him? TFE says, didn't mean to play it. Just had y'all seen it. No, don't do the copyright thing. Yeah, this copyright stuff's pain in the ass, navigate and stuff. That's why I kind of wanted to pick, like for all of my intros, I really wanted to try and stick to one artist and pay that artist, right? And that's David Fesliyan. But I have two of them that are like royalty free. That would be Patrick Patricio's song, which you guys haven't seen yet because I haven't started that show yet, and I don't know when I will. I kind of need the channel to grow before I can do some of this stuff, and I need certain things to happen, with my setup and it's just I can't start those other two shows yet until things develop. But and then the other one is the Benjamin Tissot from Ben Sound. That's a royalty-free song. I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but which is the which is Evolution, the Evolution, the outro music I've been using for Lockbeard Phenomena. It's called Evolution. It's by Ben Tissot. I really want to give credit to those who deserve credit. It's just a pain in the ass when, like on the Matrix episode we did the other night, I got a copyright claim on that. Now there's people all over the internet showing that trailer and reacting to it. Why am I getting a copyright claim? Are they pissed off because I'm talking shit on the Matrix franchise? Is that what's going on? Is it? I mean, why? Is it just a mistake? I challenged it, and I haven't heard back from the appeal yet. But it's just things like that. And like Ken, like I know Ken's not gonna, care. And I'm sending people to his channel, and and if it seems to make sense, I'll mention the channel, or you can see the channel on the screen. I mean, I'm not trying to I don't want to take anything that I don't have a right to take, but it's just so hard, my understanding was fair use. I can, show clips of stuff and it works. And how many people hadn't watched South Park for a while and saw that South Park clip and then went and watched some South Park somewhere, So, it's I don't know why now South Park didn't. I don't think hopefully I didn't get a copyright claim on that. I mean, it's should be like fair use or whatever. That's your point. He's riding others' coattails. Who? Talking about Thinker Thunker or Bigfoot Tony. Mr. Lee, I've seen the Thinker Thunker footage of the Sasquatch climbing over the fence. I'm not sure who you're talking about there. But yeah, the copyright stuff, I mean, I've prominently displayed the name of the artist in my, I'm proud to use their music. I think they've done an excellent job with their music, and Fesliyan in particular, I liked enough of his stuff so well that I was, I want people to know who it is, and I want them to go and maybe they use some of his music and pay him as well, because you have to pay, and I'm happy to do that. He should be paid. And actually, if the channel does take off and I'm making a significant enough income off the channel, I even though I don't have to, like, because he gave me a discount, in effect, that's not the terminology of the situation, but anyway, I should be paying him more, and I will definitely make that effort to make that happen if the channel takes off and starts to earn income. But got a little ways to go to monetization. You got to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm about halfway there with the watch hours. So, but the subscribers are lagging because YouTube keeps unsubscribing people. Damn it. Mr. Lee says, I've seen the Thinker Thunker climb over the fence. I already read that one, I think. It's 5:15 a.m. Yeah, well, I was talking about when Nikki Cologne's show started earlier. It's 7 o'clock my time, so it should be 1 o'clock your time. You were there, weren't you, Mr. Lee? Harry Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks. She had Steenberg on, and like West Coast, the JC, the tall ones, they're all on there. She had a panel going. And TP says, we don't change times ever, so where's the issue in that? Daylight saving time changes very little, still the same hours. Are you in Arizona? Well, the problem is, okay, because Arizona doesn't change times, which means they every 6 months Arizona gets out of sync with everyone else. You know what I mean? Everyone else in the world's changing. And in Arizona, so basically Arizona is hopping between the two two time zones in effect. So let's say something's happening at let's say something is a show's coming on at 8 Arizona time. It's 7 o'clock my time, but then Arizona flips the other time zone. The time change happens. Now it's still 8 o'clock Arizona time, but it's 8 o'clock my time, and so it's hard to the times just it causes disjoint trying to figure out what the hell is happening at what time, because Arizona's time's changing in relation to everyone else. Now, yes, everyone else is actually doing the time change, but because everyone else is doing it and Arizona isn't, Arizona's time is always changing in relation to everyone else in the world. So it just seems like, yes, daylight savings time is stupid. We should the rest of the world should just pick a time, stay just one time all the time, because it's outdated, but I don't know. It don't affect me that much, so I don't want to harp on it too much. Icon says, I have no music in my videos. Going through Universal Music Group is rather pricey, and that's the route I'd go. I mean, there's some you can use, like the Patricios is a pretty epic music. That's why I picked it, and it's on the YouTube's where they call it Commons or whatever they call it for YouTube. But so it's free to use, right? So occasionally you can find some good stuff in YouTube's library. And then Ben Sound has got a few, like most of their music's, you got to pay. You can pay for the song, but they got a few things like Evolution, the outro for Lockbeard Phenomena, which is free to use. So there's free options if you want to use, if you don't want to worry about it. But I'm perfectly happy to pay David Fesliyan, who is the artist behind most of the music that I'm using. The intro to Lockbeard Phenomena, Blood Pumping, is his. We Need a Hero, the intro to Lockbeard Random Live, it's called We Need a Hero. That's David Fesliyan. And the outro to Lockbeard Phenomena Live, which is called Independence, that's David Fesliyan. And for the short shows, Lockbeard In Brief, which I think I'm going to have to start joking around with that, because Lockbeard In Brief initials would be LIB, and I will declare that the real LIB has stood up. Anyway, the music I'm using, that's just short intro and outro on that. It's called Villainous. It's also David Fesliyan. So, I like that idea of kind of working with one musical artist in particular and giving him as much credit as possible. He's in his, if it's his music, it's prominently displayed during the intro or outro. It's in the description of all the videos. So people ought to check him out. And I guess he's got other artists, like I can't remember the other one's name. So there's another artist on his website that you can get some music for. But they do want to be paid a little bit for their music. He's in Arizona. Yeah, I'm in the zone. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Arizona's the only one doing it fucking right. But But the rest of the world is on this changing time zone bullshit, so it creates a disconnect. Um, and I would think that creates a problem for some people that, along the borders of the states. I don't know, I don't live close enough to Arizona, but I can't remember what it was. I ran into something sometime in the past where it was like I was trying to figure. I had an issue, but I can't even remember. I should just forget about it. Icon says, TP, beautiful state. You're in there. Haven't been there in many moons, but loved it when I was. I was trying like hell to go to Arizona earlier this year, but it was just too cold to go at that time. Arizona was paying, I can't remember, I think it was it $25 per a brown trout, I think, because they have a river there that they're known for their rainbow trout fishing, and somebody introduced brown trout, which we talked about introduced species bullshit around, Anyway, the brown trout are out competing the rainbow trout, and it's such a problem for them that they're paying like I think it's $25 bounty per a fish. So you can go down there and trout fish for brown trout and get paid for that shit. You just gotta, you gotta bag up parts of them. I think it's I think it's the head and the innards or something like that. And write down the information, and there's some drop-off stations and stuff, and then they pay you. They pay you later. Anyway, I was gonna go down there and do some of that because you can't beat getting paid $25 per fish to go trout fishing. No copyright issue. I download the app, so what I create is mine to use as I please. You sending it to Icon? I mean, I'm good on music. I got all the music I need for what I do, for all I'm doing. Like, I've already made the intros and outros to the shows that haven't even started yet. So, and I like David Fesliyan stuff. A lot of people have commented on it. They like those songs. I'm pretty picky, about what I was using to. So I spent quite a bit of time selecting the particular ones I used. I was listening, not in chat. Yeah, I wasn't in chat for most of it, and I had to skip out for a little bit, so I'll have to go back and rewatch it, which sometimes I'm better off rewatching because I just don't have enough time to watch everything. I can't. I can't be. I'm especially doing my own channel now. I don't have time. So when I do watch stuff on replay, a lot of times I'm watching it on 2x speed, so that it's just to save time. So, but with what Ken does his live streams, they're not on YouTube. His live stream, you're there and then it's deleted. So you can't ever go back and watch the live streams. They don't exist anymore. They're instantly deleted once he's done. So you kind of have to show up. And I haven't showed up for many as a result because, just no time, got shit to do, can't get on YouTube. Which sucks because there's a lot of good shit in his live streams. I don't know how the guy's so productive. I mean, he's got 6,000 videos. He's been very productive. 6,000 videos aside from the live streams, which he's been doing, I think, 3 times a week. Couple posers in chat, no doubt. They're lurking. I got them here. And they're running back and reporting to their masters, who's saying what about them. So I hope, I think Nikki knows she's got to be on the lookout for, after what happened on Squatch Talk, you know, um, some ridiculously um, dickless person, tried to put their bits and pieces on screen on Squash Talk to try to get Squash Talk in trouble with YouTube. My understanding was they were trying to show their dick on Squash Talk, or somebody's dick. It has to be somebody else's dick, because whoever did that, hey, if you're listening, or if you are a minion of the person who tried to do that, that person has no dick. You no cock at all. You got a problem with what I just said? I mean, what? Whoever did that is a piece of shit. And you deserve to be verbally abused worse than what I'm doing. You really do. I mean, that's just some low shit to do. It's just low. Dude, what app is that? TFE. If I create, then I'll post it for the rest of the country. It is a pain for us as well. It's called DMP. I watched CFB's show too. Pat was slurring his words. I think he was on the sauce a little bit. Icon says, I've been through the YouTube music, bin sound, etc. Have you? Yeah. There's a few things that are good on both of them. Not, I wouldn't say a lot, but there's a few things. But I end up finding Fesliyan Studios, David Fesliyan, and he had a number of really good song pieces of music on there. So I decided to go with him. Like I said, it's great, but not what I'm looking for. I mean, I used to be a musician, but I really haven't picked up a musical instrument in years. Not professionally, but I'll look into it. Thanks. Those blue-eyed still hanging around. Trying to catch up with chat here. I got behind a little bit. Icon there short and repetitive, which is a drawback, but it's free by watching a 30-second video. Uncle Bone's still hanging around as well. I'm a Zony, born and raised, love it here. Wait, we get paid for trout fishing? Wait, get paid for trout? Yeah, they were at there. I don't know how long it's going to last. They had a bounty on brown trout. Now, to me, I'm just as happy to eat a brown trout as a rainbow trout. So, you know what I mean? I don't give a shit how pretty it is as long as it tastes good on the plate. Arizona and brown trout are actually a pretty fish, but they're focused on the people into that rainbow trout. So German brown, rainbow, Apache, and Apache trout isn't odd, but tasty fish. Yeah. I guess in this particular stream, they're not supposed to have brown trout. I can't remember what it's called. It's I think it's below a certain dam. I want to say it's like north central. There's like this, kind of valley that's, got It's rock, a lot of rock. I can't remember what it's called though. That area or that piece of that river. Can always turn the sound off for the ads. Icon says Southeast Wisconsin. You like living there? I've visited there before. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting place. I didn't get to do any walleye fishing, but I did eat walleye at a few restaurants while I was up there, and none of them did it as much justice as the damn casino here in Oklahoma did. You know, they haven't had the walleye for a long time, but when they did, I was eating that walleye all the time. It was awesome. But the restaurants that I ate walleye at in Wisconsin didn't prepare it as well. I was surprised. I figured they would do a better job than a freaking Oklahoma casino restaurant. And no, I wasn't gambling there. I don't gamble, but I just went there to go to the restaurant. Right on, come on back sometime. Mr. Lee, do you play the shofar horn up here? No. No, Mr. Lee. I fiddled around with guitar, piano, and stuff when I was younger a little bit, but never got good with either one. I did get pretty good with trumpet in band in school until we moved to a different school that didn't have a band at all, so kind of stopped doing the trumpet thing. Icon says, I was up there a couple years ago for a tractor show. Great area. Yeah, they are. It's really good. If it's prepared good, it is just awesome. Better than these crappie. Everyone says, crappie's the best fish. Well, it's good fish, but you ain't had walleye. You need to have some walleye, but we don't really have there's only a few places I think in Oklahoma where the water's cold enough, I guess, for walleye. And then the lakes and rivers where I have fished that have walleye, never caught one. I've never caught a walleye in Oklahoma. So they may be here, but they ain't biting very well. Kazoo. I don't think I've ever messed with a kazoo. Icon says Wisconsin is great. The politics are bass backwards. Scenery is beautiful. Surprised you found less than stellar walleye here. I mean, I don't know. I was comparing them to the walleye at the casino restaurant here in Oklahoma that I ate walleye many, many times. It was just awesome. And just none of those restaurants compared. But I didn't catch my own or cook my own, so that would have been nice. But there just wasn't. We were there in November, so and TFE says I worked for Menards in the big DC. I missed that state. I have 3 adult kids still there. Walleye Northern are a better fighter. I caught the record for opening day of walleye in '94. Hey, Squatching Cowboy is here. Welcome to the chat. Yep. Good day. Talking fishing, love it. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Kind of do. I haven't fished really. Actually, I don't think I've fished at all for a couple of years. It's weird because when I was a kid, you couldn't stop me from fishing. If I wasn't running around the woods, I was trying to fish. Um, Maybe I'll have a video up tomorrow. Arizona has walleye, but nothing like northern Wisconsin. Yeah, Arizona's too warm. Icon says I've caught and cooked lots of walleye, good stuff. Yeah, I hope one of these days I can get me a piece of property with a good, cool, cold water, stream, spring-fed creek on it, so I can have possibly some walleye in it. And spend many years there. Look forward to it, cowboy. Whoops, damn chat jumped on me. She using for bait. Mark says I use a small fish called blue bait. Sometimes throw metal lures from the shore. Also when the salmon are thick. Mr. Lee, what kind of freshwater fish you have in the UK? Brookies. Squatch Cowboy. Mark, what's your favorite catch? Yep. Northern are my favorite to sink a hook into. They about fight like a sailfin. Mark knows what he's doing. Yeah. Well, almost been on here 3 hours. I hope some people try out the magnetic seed experiment. Just do it. Hopefully in the future, if things go all right, I still haven't heard back from this new company that I might be working for. If things go all right with that, then I'll be moving to a different place and hopefully buy a piece of property there. I've already been kind of poking around. There's an area there that looks like it's might even be a little squatchy. And so hopefully I can obtain some of that and get some fencing built and put some goats out there. Because it's not really conducive to cattle, and I'd just rather do goat anyway. It's a pretty it's rocky terrain and stuff. A lot of it is, and it'd be really good for goats. The cows, not so much. But goats, I can easily handle goats without, a big trailer and all that stuff. I could throw a goat in the back of a truck. Hell, I could throw a goat in this van. I could put 3 goats back here, really. I've took the middle seats out. So, I could probably stick 3 goats in here if I had to. Mark says, like to catch gummy shark and snapper mostly, but love all types of fishing. Mr. Lee says, rainbow trout, lots of trout. Oysters and shellfish are plenty very expensive though. There was a channel I used to watch sometimes. It seemed from the accent the guy had to be in the UK somewhere, I think. And he'd go down with his family and just look around the beach for various shellfish and whatnot, and then cook them on the beach, and it's pretty cool. Yeah. I used to favor catfish a lot just because you can catch so damn much meat. Um, you start getting your trot lines out there, and just keep working them, and like on Grand Lake where I was, I mean, one trot line, one regulation length trot line, and I was throwing back catfish all the time. I wasn't keeping them all. I didn't feel like cleaning them all. I was just bringing just so many damn fish out of that lake, catfish. You got a trot line, and you can you got some money to buy some you don't even buy the shad. Chicken livers maybe, but really, because I was where I was at, I kind of had to hike down there because there's not a path. You can't drive down where they're at, but there was a point there, a rocky point, and I had my cast net, and I could just cast out there and get my shad, and then bait the trot line right by there, and just brought back tons of catfish. Hey, now you want a fish fry? We'll do a video of my rods, reels, etc. for you, Joe, and send it to you. I'll send you a video of the shark I caught. Meat goats icon. Definitely meat and Kiko breed. The Kiko breed. Kikos have less problems that you have with the Boers. Everybody thinks they have to get Boers for meat production, but you're definitely better off if you go with the Kikos. And so that I can I don't have to get that tainted meat that they sell in the stores these days. We all need to try and come up with ways of getting red meat that hasn't been fiddled with, so that we can eat healthy. And you can safely eat, goat brain and all that. It's not you can eat it raw. I like goat better than deer, so I'd rather just raise my own meat goats than hunt deer for the most part. So I'm sure there's some deer in the area where I think I'm going to end up, but if I can raise goats, I think it'd work out better for me to do that. TP says exactly had an eagle finder. I think beeps. He wouldn't bite, but he did bite what looked like a 12-pound bass in half I'd hooked. Bigfoot bait. It might be, if I start losing goats and I think it's Bigfoot, we're going to have a conversation. It's like, you guys can have the deer, just leave my goats alone, please. Looking forward to that one. I'm from Arizona, so yeah, and no goats. So yeah, a rope and no goats. Huh. Now, cattle farmers need to get goats though. They need to have a herd of goats out there to control the brush, and because the brush, a lot of them are spraying for that, or maybe they run a brush hog every so often because of all the brush that's coming in. If you have goats out there, they'll control the brush for you because they prefer to eat the brush over the grass. So it just complements cattle pretty well. But this area here, it's all rocky and it's all overgrown brush for the most part. Anyway, it's not pasture. The area I'm looking at, so probably won't be cattle. Probably won't be doing cattle. I wouldn't mind doing cattle, but goats would be more my speed, I think, as far as what I want to deal with. And usually had good luck catching northern and torpedoes. Silver one gets the good. Clear tiny torpedoes. Shiva por tacos y burros. What? What language you speaking? Icon says, not a burro goat fan. Actually prefer dairy goats. The Guernsey goat are good for milk and meat. Goats are little assholes either way. Yeah, they are. They are. But, I don't mind them. I like them. Definitely not be putting in the same kind of fencing some people put in. Like, the holes need to be smaller so they don't get their head stuck in it all the time because they're stupid. There's one out here. There's one on this farm, and they're boer goats that just it never learns. It keeps getting its head stuck in the fence. I don't know if it's just mentally deficient or what. It's the same one. Man, there's plenty of stuff in its fenced-in area to eat. I don't know what its deal is. Squatching Cowboy says, bass fishing, I had the best luck on white flukes. Rattle chartreuse northern, tear them up. Ever used dowsing rods to find gold, Lockbeard? No. I have 2 pair of dowsing rods, but they've never found anything for me. So I supposedly they really work. Ken says they really work. Ken says he's found stuff with them, like he'd lost something in his house that he needed to find, and he got out his dowsing rods and he found it with the dowsing rods. But they never did shit for me, so I don't know. Dowsing rods don't like me. But no. There's a clear torpedo. Didn't know that. Goats make good tacos and burros. Chivo means goat in Spanish. Yeah, goat's good meal. Icon says no, goats are just that dumb. The positive thing is they're amusing. Yeah. Yeah, they're just neat. And I'd like to I think I'd like to really get into raising them, but I just haven't had enough land to really do that. I've walked around this property with these following me. Like, usually they have a certain area that they're confined to. Kind of around, there's like a old coal mine strip pit on this farm that's now filled with water, so it's basically a pond. And then to keep all that area under control, that's where them goats are fenced in around. And there's been a number of occasions where I just let them out, and they'll follow you, for the most part. Walked back in there into the real thick woods back in the other end, towards that part of the property. But it's just this one here that I don't know. It's just freaking stupid, man. the other one doesn't do it. But TP says I've had Chivo tacos in Washington State. Damn good. Your daughter has show goats because she don't want to kill them. Yeah, I definitely intend on killing them. It just seems like a more manageable animal for me to deal with, and especially if I am able to obtain the properties I've been looking at. There, it's rocky terrain. So it's perfect to run some goats on, and it's right by the Arkansas River. I'm hoping it's got some Sasquatch on it. That'd be cool. Maybe I'll finally have an opportunity to see one, and maybe try to find some evidence. Icon says, watching found the clear ones. Guess they've been made for a while. Might have to get one and try for some northerns. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and log off and call her a night. Thank you all for coming. Uncle Bone says, when able, think positive. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully some people, learned a little bit about that, and will actually do some magnetic seed experiments. Especially if you're already gardening anyway. Test it out on some of your seeds, and see for yourself what happens. Just make sure you're doing it right. TFE says, Icon, oh yeah, just make sure you don't eat anything you can't pronounce, like lingua or cabeza. Icon says, have a good one, Akios. Take care. All in chat. You too, Icon. Keep growing them tomatoes. Squash Cowboy says, let me know how it works. You too, Mr. Lee. So let's put some of that David Fesliyan on, and I'll see you guys next time.